The world loves you. Unless the world doesn't love you. But who loves you? Who loves you? Let's make this quick little list. Who loves you? The world? Nope. Unless you accept their sins and hate. Hollywood? No. Unless you spend your money. How about the media? Surely they will. No. Unless you push up the ratings. Then they love you. Republicans? Democrats? One of those sides has to love you. Well, they will. Unless you vote for them. You have to vote for them. That's when they'll love you. And even then, they really don't. CCM musicians. Okay. They're artists. They're Christian musicians, right? There's nothing wrong with CCM musicians, contemporary Christian music. Not at all. Well, unless you buy tickets, you'll be fine. I mean, you don't buy tickets to go to a show that they don't really have a lot of love for you at that point in time. They don't know you and they don't care. The world doesn't know you. Hollywood doesn't know you. The media doesn't know you. The Republicans, the Democrats, they don't know you. CCM musicians, they don't know you. God does. So who loves you? God? Yes. Yes, he does. He doesn't need your money. He created it. Not the actual, went and printed it. But it came from the earth. Which is whose? Who invented it? God. So he doesn't need your money. He doesn't have a music station. He doesn't have a radio station, TV station, so he doesn't need you for pushing up ratings. He doesn't need ratings from you. He doesn't have any movies he's trying to put out next week, so he doesn't need your money for the movies. He's not running for office, so he doesn't need your vote. And he's not trying to sell tickets to a concert next week, so you don't have to worry about that, so he doesn't need your money to buy tickets. So why would he love me? That makes no sense. Because he just wants you. That's it. Rich, poor, doesn't matter. High class, low class, it don't matter. Whether you drive a Ford Escort, a Ford Mustang, a Ford F-150, a Ford Pinto, a Chevy Camaro, a Chevy Blazer, a GMC truck, a Chevy Silverado. Actually, I'm naming off everything. I might as well, I'll throw in Dodge too. So Dodge Ram, a Dodge Charger, that way Dodge is not offended. But God loves you. That's it. It really is that simple. He loves you. Go get a King James Bible and read it. He loves you. You know why I find that people find hate in the King James Bible because they're told there's hate. And then they figure it out and they go, well, it looks like it could be hate. Yeah, I can see how it could be hate. Read this for what it's worth. For what it's worth is not the right terminology. Read it from the pages. It is much of it, a little bit needs to be explained a little bit, but much of it is very simplistic. And some of the definitions of things define themselves in the next two verses. I don't want to go too deep here. But who loves you? God. God loves me more than my wife does, and she loves me very much. I love God. God loves me. God loves her more than I love her. God is amazing with love. But don't be confused that God accepts everything. Because God is love. God loves everyone, no matter what. Ooh, that no matter what. That gets tricky because what they do goes, whether I'm gay, whether I'm non-binary, whether I watch TV, not watch TV, whether I have 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, they become absurd with it. We all make mistakes. God loves you, but God is like an actual father. Discipline. They talk about John 3:16 all the time. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. But they forget Revelations 3:19 where he says as much as he loves, he's going to discipline you too. Because that is real love. So at the end of the day, who loves you? God. They don't. The world will turn on your heartbeat. look at them, like the left has been a big thing. They're eating themselves alive out there. Hollywood, they have no idea which direction they're going. The media, they lie so much they forget what they lied about, and then they lie about the lie that they lied about. It's an endless circle. Republicans, Democrats, sometimes they don't even know what side they're on. Like, wait a second, what did we agree on again? Trying to make sure we get these lies to fool the people the right way. CCM musicians, I don't want anybody to know that we're some of us are really in the occult, and some of us believe in LGBTQ, FAC, whatever alphabet soup you want to throw in there, and they're like, we don't want to let that out yet. But they need to be loved too. But they forget the other parts of the Bible and what the true love means. True love is an acceptance of their sins, is acceptance of the person come to God, and you leave all that behind. You leave the old behind and you become new. So, didn't want to go too far. I say that all the time. Who loves you? It's just that simple. God does. That's it. That is literally it. If you can't see by now, even you fake professing Christians, if you can't see when you're trying to, well, I'm not going to be, not the world. Well, I got to be in the world. I'm not trying to be the world, but you end up being the world. Because you don't want to offend anybody. You don't want to rock the boat. Rock the boat, I'm going to tip that boat over. I'm not trying to be a tough guy here, but I'm going to tip that boat right over. Hollywood, please. Wherever they think they can sell tickets, they just, wherever the wind blows. Speaking of the wind blows, that's the Republicans, Democrats. Whichever way, what are people into? Thinking, okay, that's what I'm going with. Not what they really believe in. And the musicians forget about it. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're watching this before the Brian's premiere, maybe I'll talk to some of you out there. God bless. Have a beautiful evening.